evening. Today I will be speaking on a world problem that needs to be addressed. Youth in the streets is a large problem in America, and people need to be aware of what it is happening and why it is important to help them. The world is filled with hardships and trials that people must face. Living in this world is also difficult, especially when someone is put in a terrible situation. One of the worst situations someone can be put in is losing their home. Most people have a place to call home and a roof over their heads to go back to. Yet, a large portion of the population is homeless, and a majority of that portion are in that situation because of their childhood. Often people take their homes for advantage and don't think about how lucky they are to have a place where they can call home. These young adults don't have that. We should help the youth in the streets because it will start to better reflect not only on the community, but in those people's lives. There are many youths across the world that are on the streets, but what categorizes them as youths on the streets? In Runaway and Homeless Youth by Hughes Joshua, he gives a clear definition on who are considered youth on the streets. The Runaway and Homeless Youth Act, RHYA, defines homelessness youth as individuals who are not more than 21 years of age, for whom it is not responsible to live in a safe environment with a relative and who have no other safe alternative living arrangements. This is a clear definition, yet people still do not understand the importance of why we should help these youths. According to third-party statistics done by National Runaway Safeline, between 1.6 and 2.8 million youth run away in a year. Refer to your statistics that I handed out at the beginning. That is for Florida alone. Florida is one of the highest states with runaways, but it does not have the most. The most was in New York. It ranged around the 700s. The National Runaway Safeline had roughly 700 calls a day. 30% of teens are on the street. This does not seem like a large number, but these teens do not belong there. If this was your child out on the street, would you worry? So why don't you worry about the children out there already? A lot of people just walk by and mind their own business and stay in their own world. But it is our duty as Christ followers to help those in need, and this is one place that needs attending to. There are many ways that we can help those youths. You can donate an amount of money to organizations or even volunteer with those organizations. But as a community, we must support those who are helping the youths in the streets. To help support these organizations, you can go to their websites and look at the choices they gave you. Two organizations that are good with helping youth are the National Runaway Safeline and Pathways Housing First Program, or HF for short. HF helps by building houses according to How to House the Homeless by O'Flaherty Ingrid. HF was originally developed for those who are chronically homeless and severely mentally ill. This organization houses those who need the help and cannot function very well out on the street. The organization builds apartments for these people and first began in 1992. Although this organization started out housing only mentally ill people, it grew and started to also house addicts. The organization is viewed as one of the most successful organizations helping people who ended up in the streets. HF may have been successful, but housing these people for less than normal rent is very costly. The second organization that helps with the youth focuses on giving these youth a safe place to go to or talk to someone who can help them rationally on their choices. Their mission is to keep the youth off the streets for good. They provide resources to help these youths and receive many calls throughout the day. They are also open 24/7. There are shelters that can help these children that are stuck on the streets. Although Joanna R. Love writes in Runaways and Street Kids, Shelters providing essential services for runaway or homeless adolescents are shown to have a positive short-term effects. These children may have places to go to seek help, but the places do not last long-term. This is why National Runaway Safe Line is open 24/7. It provides constant help when needed. The young adults can call the hotline whenever they need. In conclusion, we need to help those youths get out of the streets. You may ask yourself, why should I help? Well, you should help because you can be a part of a solution. Instead of saying, I should do something, you can actually go out and do something. Being a part of a solution is a great way to show your support. There is so many people that could use your help, and this is a step towards success. One of the biggest satisfactions in life is when you help someone. As Christians, we should be helping others in the name of the Lord. So go out and do something for these people. It could be donating once a month or one time. That could change someone's life. There are many ways that you can help teen runaways and provide your support to this issue. Are there any questions? No? Well, I provided a visual example of pictures of the youths. These are just a few youths that have been photographed on the street. That is all.